My fish fam! It's Nikachu Merfolk Master, and I'm going to play some Merfolk in Pioneer. Why am I playing Pioneer Merfolk? Well, I have a open event at the end of April playing Pioneer, and I was looking at my Azorius Spirits list. It's a little out of date. Like, it's very, very out of date. There's like $300 worth more cards that I have to add to the deck. No, I don't want to do that. I want to spend 300 bucks. I want to play Pioneer Merfolk. So I don't, even when I look at the metagame, like, it doesn't look that bad to me. In my opinion, it's like a bunch of combo decks. Like, why should that be like such a big deal for a Merfolk deck? So let's do it. Now, why would Merfolk have like any edge whatsoever in Pioneer? Well, I think one big deal is that we have a lot of one drops. There's a lot of decks really choked on one drops, like especially if they're on the draw and they go like land go, you can completely destroy those decks. So we've got like 4 Kamena Speaker, 4 C-Note Scout, a lot of big upgrades since the last time I ever played Merfolk and Pioneer, which was like, I don't know, like 3 years ago. And not to mention, we also have access to Spell Pierce and Slip Out the Back, which is a card that I got to really respect when I used to play Azorius Spirits. So whether my opponent is playing like a removal spell versus one of our creatures, I can just slip out the back, basically counter it, and I get a counter to make my creature that much bigger and better. Not to mention, I can also slip out the back one of my opponent's blockers that's in my way, so I can get in a key amount of damage to effectively put my opponent to death. Now, other things that are very good about this list. Smuggler's Copter got unbanned. Huge card to this deck. I mean, it's evasive damage. The biggest problem with Simic Merfolk, at least in the past, when we were originally playtesting it, when Pioneer first came out, was that there's no island walk damage. Like, we can't push damage whatsoever. And, like, even making our creatures enormous just wasn't good enough. Some decks could just race us anyway, like attack in the air, like the Spirits list, and then, like, do a few chump blocks on the ground, and then attack us for lethal. So now we have our own evasive creature in the form of Smuggler's Copter, which not only gets an evasive damage, but also helps filter cards from our hand to either get more lands that we need or more threats. Another, of course, we have our Merfolk Mistbinder, 2-mana Lord. Not much to say about it. It's good enough. You have hands where you go Kamena Speaker into Lord, into another Lord like Hexcatcher, and sometimes you're just super far ahead in that game. A card I think has been completely underestimated and actually is one of the hidden gems I think of the list is Sentinel of the Nameless City. For 3 mana, it's a 3/4 Vigilant Merfolk, so you can attack and defend at the same time. So like you see, there's like no Merfolk, Trickster, or Harbinger of the Tides in this list because I think they are just, I don't like them. I think they're trash and they're worthless. I mean, they're effectively 2/2 creatures. So if your opponent is like an aggro deck, I don't even think they're that great because they're sort of clunky 2/2 creatures. If they're a combo deck, they're Grizzly Bears, which I don't really like either. And if they're attrition based deck, I don't even think they're that fantastic. So like its best matchup is the aggro matchups, but a lot of these aggro matchups have like ETBs, so you're like tapping, bouncing. I don't like it. I don't like it at all. I think we need to have power, and I like the power of the Sentinel. So you get to attack for like 4 or 5 damage because you'll have some lords out, and you get to defend at the same time. I think is better than Trickster or Harbinger. Card that I thought was very interesting and is good versus attrition based decks is Cryptic Coat. This is basically true name Nemesis in our deck. It's a blue 2 generic equipment. When it enters the battlefield, cloak the top card of your library, so you turn it face down, and it has Ward 2. So it's a 2/2 creature, and then Cryptic Coat says the equipped creature gets +1/+0 and cannot be blocked. So it's a 3/2 creature. It is effectively true name Nemesis. It's really hard to kill too if your opponent is short on mana. The removal spells just sort of blank on it. And even if they do kill it, you can go the long game with this card, pay a blue 1 generic, return Cryptic Coat back to your hand, and I have basically, like, I've grinded out decks with just this one card alone. I got 5 lands in play, put it back in my hand, replay it, put it back in my hand, replay it. Constantly threaten to kill my opponent with a Cryptic Coat. Card that I have found very underwhelming in this deck is actually Tashanda's Tidebinder. An all-star in Modern, not as big of an all-star in this format, still fine. Like, it has its moments, of course. There's still a lot of ETBs, a lot of triggers. Sometimes just hard to get it to enter the battlefield when I want it to. Sometimes my opponent will just like play Cura, untapping Planeswalker and just pass, because I'm very clearly telegraphing Tishana's Tidebinder. I have like Tishana's Tide or Hexcatchers, like one or the other. So it's a little bit easier to play around Tishana's Tidebinder. It's still a good card. I don't know if it should be split between the main and the sideboard, though. I have found it so far with my not a lot of playtesting, limited playtesting, to be pretty underwhelming. Mana base, I think, is great. We have Bark Channel Pathway, Botanical Sanctum, Breeding Pool. We can play with 4 Mutavaults. I am playing with 24 lands. I really always want to hit my land drops on turn 1, 2, 3, and 4. I want to be able to play my 3 drops and hold up 1 mana interaction, or play play like Sea Note Scouts to activate my Smuggler's Copter, and then still play a Cryptic Code at the same time, or hold up Tishana's Tidebinder, or be able to spend mana for. By the way, Sentinel. Oh, I forgot. One big thing: when it enters the battlefield or attacks, you make a map token. These map tokens basically let you explore any creature on the battlefield. You can explore the creature that has Cryptic Coat, make it bigger, get in more unblockable damage. Same thing with Smuggler's Copter. Same thing, or you need some extra protection for your Hexcatcher or Merfolk Mistbinder, or just make sure it's just out of range of a creature that can block. That's what these maps can do, to continuously hit your land drops or get rid of lands on top of your deck and dig to your gas. Sentinel of the Nameless City is almost like a Spaloon of Sea and Sky for this deck. Cavern of Souls, which is fine, but there's honestly not that many counterspells in the format. But whatever, it's a fine card. 4 Mutavaults and Boseiju, who endures. It's possible that I might even want a second one of these, taking out another Cavern of Souls, because it's playable. There's enough artifacts and enchantments that it's gonna hit something. If you're up against a deck with Leyline Binding, that's nice. Just snipe that thing off. You're up against Blood Control and they play, what's it called, this 3-mana enchantment that sweeps up all the 2 mana or less cards. That's also good. Yeah. So because we are not playing with like Merfolk, Trickster, or Harbinger, we get access to Giganta. We have a companion. So I honestly, I've never played with this card before. This is the first time, because by the time that I just realized that I can play Giganta in this deck, which is great. I don't even know if it's going to be good, to be honest. Like in attrition-based matchups, maybe we're never even going to have the time to put Giganta in our hand and replay it, but hopefully we do. I like how mana efficient the sideboard is. I was playing with that Piranha card as a removal spell, but I'm really going to try to lean on Witness Protection. I found that I was having trouble. Like, if I was up against a mono green deck, they just play a Mana Dork on turn 1. I'm lost! I'm just lost. This can actually interact with the Mana Dorks, like Llanowar Elves, turning them into just 1/1s that can't add mana, and that's, I think, more important than anything. More Spell Pierces, Ether Gust. Ether Gust could be Negate, could be that counterspell 2 mana, counter everything that's 4 mana or above, but I'm going to go with Ether Gust as just like additional things to interact with green or red cards that are on the battlefield and put it back into our opponent's deck. Mystical Dispute and Turn the Earth. I have no idea if this is good. Honestly, I don't know how much any of these cards are good. Like, I'm pretty new to playing Pioneer with Merfolk. So far, I like how the games play out, and Turn the Earth, I'm hoping, is like going to be a good sideboard card, mainly versus Phoenix, but hopefully also versus the burn decks where I just need to keep my life total high. So it's like a 3 mana gain for life, effectively. All right, with that, I hope I convinced you enough. Let's get into a league. Now, let's hope I don't fall flat on my face. We won the die roll, and we have a hand with a 1-drop, so we're going to keep it. Frankly, if I have a 1-drop in my hand, it's really hard to pass it up. So how do we want to start this hand? I could go Breeding Pool, or I could go Bark Channel Pathway. And I think we would lead... I don't really have anything good to do on turn 2, so I'm definitely going to lead with a Speaker and play Sea Note Scout turn 2. Am I definitely shocking myself? The thing is, the blue mana is usually a little bit more at a premium than the green mana. But I really don't want to shock myself. You never know when that damage matters. Like, there's so many matchups where the damage matters. So we'll go with Commander Speaker first, and then I'll play turn 2, Sea Note Scout, and then we'll shock ourselves with... Well, I guess we're going to telegraph the Spell Pierce. Alternatively, we might draw another Pathway, and I can go Sea Note Scout and play the Pathway instead. We're up against some attrition-based deck. Attrition, huh? Ooh, Cavern of Souls. But we can't play that because we do need the blue mana for our Spell Pierce. So we'll start off with Sea Note Scout. We got a Vidalian Hexcatcher. We'll definitely keep that on top. Put the reveal card in your graveyard. No, do not want you to do that. Okay, well, this is very telegraphy. That's okay. So we let off on the Commander Speaker first because this was guaranteed to be a 2/2 with our breeding pool. Xenode Scout was not. If we drew a land, then I'd just be attacking for 1 this turn. Now, if this is the Vampire deck, which it might be, we are... Yeah, we're not using our mana this turn. I'd just prefer to get ahead. Let's just counter this. Next turn, we could go Mutavault, Hexcatcher, and that's effectively going to be a counterspell for the future. Especially against, like, Liliana the Veil or something. And then we could go turn 3, Sentinel of the Nameless City, and crack the Explore thing. So you see how important it is to just go, like, land, 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 and it just increases your options. I think mana efficiency is also very useful in this matchup. Okay, so we'll go Mutavault, swing with the team. If they do nothing, I'm just not going to play Hexcatcher because I have a feeling that they're going to try to save the good stuff for the Hexcatcher. I think I'm just going to swing and hit them. Maybe I'll even play Sentinel of the Nameless City. Yeah, I think I'm just going to hit them for 4. Maybe I'm just going to pass. Like, if they do nothing, I might as well play Hexcatcher at the end of their turn, and then we can go Sentinel of the Nameless City on our turn. Because I don't think I want them to play a... sorry, it's not Liliana the Veil, it's Sorin. They have Sorin in this deck. Okay, let's just pass. They do nothing, I don't care. They can kill off any of these creatures. I don't even want them to kill this creature. They did nothing! Oh, that's huge! That's huge! Absolutely huge. So if they go Sorin here, I'll probably actually Hexcatcher, activate Mutavault, and sack the Mutavault to it. There we go, Cavern of Souls Vampire. I am more than willing to counter this as well. Because we can't attack with the Mutavault anyway. I hope there's no sweeper that I'm, like, getting in trouble with here. So we'll get in for a nice clean 7. We got another Mutavault. So get in for another clean 7, and we'll play Sentinel of the Nameless City. I can even sack, like, 2... I think I can sack, like, 2 Merfolk and still get something going. So we got a map token. You can only use these at sorcery speed, unfortunately. It would be so nice to be able to use it at, like, your upkeep, but it is what it is. It is what it is. Ooh, they've got their own Mutavault. Activating Mutavault. What, they need a vampire for their next spell? Or did they accidentally do that? I'm actually not super familiar with these lists. Sorin, well, thank you, Sorin. Pitch one of these, and they're dead. That was a mistake. What was up with that? I don't understand that. I would sack 2 things and we still attack them anyway for lethal, so it was a win anyway. What to do, what to do. Okay, so I've never played against I'm very new to Pioneer. I don't know what to do against anything. What is even in this deck? So in their sideboard, they have, like, Duress, Damping Sphere, Ashiok, Blot Out. Target opponent exiles a creature, Planeswalker they control with the greatest mana value. I don't care about that. Liliana the Veil is a pain. Path of Peril, destroy a creature with mana value 2 or less. That's a bit of a pain, but we do have a lot of 3-drops, so I guess I'm going to keep all the 3-drops in their deck. So good news, they don't have squat versus that. They don't have a lot of good cards. So what cards would we want to bring in? I think Spell Pierce... I usually don't like Spell Pierce versus Thoughtseize decks. But they're going to have enough removal that I don't think they can dodge Spell Pierce if we put enough pressure on them. They do have a lot of creatures, so I probably want to bring in Witness Protection. I think I'm going to want to keep in all my 1-drops, I think. I might be wrong. Maybe we are going to shave, like, slip out the back or something. I could be wrong about Witness Protection, but they have things like, what, you know, Blood Tithe Harvester, Preacher of the Schism, which is awkward. Shield Dread. Maybe I don't need all 4 then, because that's not a whole... Oh, what is Vein Ripper? It's like Vein Ripper, Ward, Sack a Creature. That thing's annoying too. Let me think. If we were bringing in those, I could shave... Smoker's Copter is going to be good. It's not going to be a creature. Is it like that? Path to Peril. Destroy all creatures with mana value 2 or less. That is not a creature on our turn. Hexcatcher's fine. Tashana's Tiebinder is going to be okay. But maybe not the best. Maybe I'll cut one of these, and then we'll just go with that. I really don't know what the best line of play for any of this is. Except that I do want to be somewhat mana efficient. And we do get our companion. Oh my goodness, so nice to have a companion. Hand's empty. I'll take a mulligan. That is quite the empty hand. This hand is this hand's less empty. We're gonna keep maybe I'm gonna dump the Sentinel and then we'll try for the first 2 turns play Spell Pierces. Or maybe I keep the Sentinel. Because I'm gonna go like Cryptic Coat. Like that's not a very good curve. So we'll dump a Sentinel. Because Cryptic Coat I think will be very good. I think it will be very good in this matchup. I think. Could be wrong. I hope I'm not wrong. Are you going to shock to hold up that fatal push for that fatal turn? Oh, no, they are going to thaw. You know what I also didn't think about, actually? Maybe I could have removed... No. Okay, if I got rid of a Spell Pierce, then they would just eat up the other Spell Pierce. So here's the problem with Thoughtseize. Ooh. Okay, so there's no critical creature to deal with. Or, sorry, non-creature spell to deal with on turn 2. Not that I know of. So I will play our Scout right now, which draws us a land. The C-Note Scout is basically the Silvergill Adept of this deck. Silvergill Adept. Here's the thing. I didn't mention this in the deck tech. I'm just woefully disgusted by all the... I really should have gone back and mentioned this. I am woefully disgusted with all the deck lists that are available. Ooh, Hexcatcher. Nice. I guess we will shock and see what our opponent does. See if they're going to throw things into the... I'm definitely not going to tap out for Cryptic Coat. If they go if they just pass, I'm just going to pass back and then shock myself again to play Hexcatcher with Spell Pierce back up. What you going to do, opponent? What you going to do? You're going to exhaust my Spell Pierces? Oh, you're going to play a Vampire? This is one of those Death Touchers, and it attacks the most life total, crit at 1/1. Whenever it attacks while you have the most life, or attack for the most life, you draw... Well, you have the most life, or tie for the most life, you draw a card and you lose 1 life? Oh, I see. Okay. Results. So I can freely play my Hexcatcher this turn. Can I play Cryptic Coats? I think I'm gonna wait on this Cryptic Coat. It really sucks when you have Spell Pierce and you just never use it. Like, it's just terrible. It's just so bad. I hope I'm not wrong about keeping Spell Pierce in the deck for, like, some Spell Pierce in the deck for the Sorens, for potentially Liliana the Veil, and a bunch of random... I mean, they got Fable the Mirror Breaker, too, so, like, that's pretty important. Okay, we're tied for the most life, so you can lose a life and draw a card. Lucky you. You got a life-linking Dink, which is potentially dangerous. Potentially very dangerous. Please play something that I can Spell Pierce. No. No! Get a Commander Speaker. So I can attack for 2 with the Hexcatcher. If they block with the Harvester, that's fine, I guess. Or maybe not. Like, maybe I'm just not supposed to do anything. Maybe I can just play Commander Speaker and pass. Or do I do that? The thing is, they can... Hold on. It's tap, sack, where X is twice the number of blood tokens you control. Activate only as a sorcery. Activate twice the number of blood tokens. You don't have to sacrifice the blood tokens, so you can do twice the number of Hexcatcher. So should I... Maybe I should attack, and if they take damage, that's fine. Well, you have the most life or tie for the most life. Draw a card, you lose a life. So... I'm just thinking, like, I might as well not give them the satisfaction. So we should be able to attack here. Like, it costs them nothing, right? It's just tapping this thing. Yeah, okay, so I'm just forcing that they block here. Otherwise, they could do it themselves. Not sure if that's a good thing or a bad thing. Would really like one more land so I can play my Cryptic Coat with some protection. And it also just looks like our opponent is just curving out quite comfortably. The Vampire deck does have 25 lands, so good for them. Okay, so we get to block a Vampire token. Fortunately, this doesn't deal a lot of damage. Block? Does not hurt me, right? There might be some consequence to blocking with this, I'm not sure. Oh, this thing's annoying. Has Menace, right? But yeah, it does have Menace. Another one of these. Look what you can do. Witness protection. So I can attack for a lot. I can attack for 5. I needed that like last turn when I had a lot of creature. I had that Hexcatcher on the board. It would have been better. So now you see why I so desperately like to hit 4 mana, so you can play your like 3 drops and your interactive spells. And our opponent, I mean, I don't know. They maybe they don't have any spells in hand. Maybe they have nothing. But generally speaking, they do have quite a few spells. So maybe they're just lucky that they don't have to. What's it called? Maybe they are lucky they don't have to play their spells and they can play their creatures. Maybe they'll play like a Fable of the Mirror Breaker and just make us burn 2 Spell Pierces on it. Okay, yeah, so it looks like it's time to burn some counter spells here. Not much we can do about it. Fortunately, I can finally like play our Cryptic Coat. Ooh, we draw a Hexcatcher. So actually we can make a big attack here, because if they want to double block the Mistbinder, then they'll be horribly, horribly mistaken. And then if they don't block anything, then we just play Cryptic Coat. Interesting, just a chump block. That's fine. Yeah, we'll just let that go. And we'll play our Coat, which I think is expected of our opponents. And sadly, at this point, it doesn't have a whole lot of protection, to be honest. Our opponent like curved out very well. Oh no. It's a Cavern of Souls underneath, so we have to name. I don't know if that's even within the rules. Like, am I supposed to name something with this card? Like in paper Magic, like when I look at this thing and I mention, okay, I name Merfolk, or do I name Merfolk all the time, no matter what? Oh my god, I gotta ask a judge about this. So like, if I put this thing face down, should I always name Merfolk, no matter what it is, no matter what? Because these are vampires. Oh no, a random Sorin just like has good synergy with this. Okay, I'm not gonna block. Random Sorin, you can just like snipe everything down, including my Cryptic Coat. So we're gonna see a second Sorin. Okay. I'd be happy if the Sorin went down here. So the Sorin is like a lightning helix with these vampire tokens. I wonder if Blood Tithe Harvester was the best thing to get with my Witness protection. Oh, they wanna put a vampire in play. Okay, put a vampire. They're gonna get Vein Ripper, very fancy Vein Ripper. Creature dies. Your opponent loses 2 life. We gain 2 life. So I just have to make sure nothing dies. That's all. Although I'm very close to dead anyway, so I can anything that sacks with Sorin, I'm in trouble. I need a lot of unblockable damage, and I just don't have it. Looks like we die here. Yeah, looks like we die. I can attack the Sorin, but then my opponent just like basically attacks me for 6 in the air. And then Whenever a creature dies. Actually, they can attack with everything. I can't block them because if anything blocks, I die. So maybe I will... They don't know about Hexcatcher. Okay, I'll attack Sorin. Okay, I'll just pass. Make them think. Actually, hold on. So if they're really astute, they know I can't have Trickster in my deck because of the Gigantha. Like, I can't have Trickster in my deck. I was like, well, I can pass the turn and sort of represent Merfolk Trickster. And if they go all in at the wrong moment, then they'd get completely blown out. Like, if they attack with Vein Ripper here and I Trickster it down and then just do some blocks, then we win on the crackback. But it's, like, impossible for them. Ooh. Vein Ripper! There's not just one, there's two. Okay, so now, even if I had Trickster to tap this one down, it wouldn't even matter. Which, by the way, is the Trickster I cannot have because I have a companion. Okay, that's, I've seen enough. We'll concede. Go to game 3. Okay, on the play, Spell Pierce will be a little bit weaker. A lot weaker. Maybe we'll put more faith. Okay, I'm going to get rid of Spell Pierce on the play. We'll bring in a Tishana's Tidebinder. I think, like, Tishana's Tidebinder will deal with the Planeswalkers all the same and pretty well. So I think that's fine. Yeah, Spell Pierce awkward. Like, Spell Pierce always has been awkward versus any deck with Thoughtseize, because if they see it, they can just play around it, as they did in the entire game. And, like, the moment we tap out, oh, that's when they start, like, hitting things. So we won the die roll. Sorry, we didn't win the die roll. We're on the play. Get a companion. Ugh, sand is just, it's empty. We have literally just one drop. We have a good curve. His hand is also empty. But we do have a C-Note Scout. I don't want to go any further. And we have Sentinel of the Nameless City. Does Boseiju hit anything in this deck? Sort of Fable the Mirror Breaker. Hit some of the lands. I guess I'll keep this. Not thrilled about it, but I don't want to go further. Remember, we still have our companion here. If I can hit a non-land thing with C-Note Scout, that would be perfect. If I hit a land, that would suck. If we get to play Sentinel and it's unopposed, that would be great. And at the worst case scenario, we do get the Explorer anyway. We get a map token. Map token is great if it lives or dies. Okay, we saw Hexcatcher from the graveyard. Nope. Great top deck. Great top deck. And as protection from Thoughtseize. Oh, here comes Thoughtseize turn 1. Or something. Oh, Duress. Swing and a miss! that is not good versus us. I guess it's in there to hit like Smuggler's Copter. Okay, so maybe it's like not completely useless, and we showed Spell Pierce last game, so would make it easier for them to just play around our stuff. So they're tapped out here. There's no reason for me to not play our Hexcatcher, especially since they know about it, so I will. Just get in an extra point of damage. I mean, I guess if there's a sorcery speed removal spell on their next turn, that would be useful, but I don't think there is. I don't think there is. I have perfect information about our hand right now. Oh, poop. There goes our Hexcatcher. Instant speed, nothing I could do about it. Witness protection. Alright, so if they go like Sorin, Vein Ripper, I guess we have some means of dealing with it, sort of. I do have to sack a creature, which is an absolute beating. And we will play our Sentinel of the Nameless City. Mind you, when you play Boseiju, ideally it's like after their hand is empty. If they do go Fable, that won't be too bad with our Sentinel, because the Sentinel can attack and also block at the same time. Probably I'll also use my map token to grow the C-Note Scout. Potentially grow the C-Note Scout so I can get out of range of the token blocking. I hope we can see like some of the power of the The Sentinel of the Nameless City. It's like a pretty good card. Pretty good card. I was actually incredibly impressed with this. It doesn't look like all that much on the surface. Ooh, Thoughtseize, turn 3, great for us. It's a little sad that they hit our witness protection, but they don't even have a creature in play. So do you know what? I'm fine with that exchange. Because now they couldn't play Sorin. They didn't have a Sorin play. They didn't have a Fable play. I don't even know what play they're gonna make. Maybe they have a Fatal Push and they like can't hit our Sentinel, but they can hit the Xeno Scout. Like that's not what they want to hit. Or they have nothing. Their hand is just super clunky. They seem to be thinking about something. Story creature with no counters on it. Oh, that sucks. There was like nothing to think about there. You had to make that play. All right, so we're going to map it up with our C-Note Scout. Ho, ho, ho! What a draw. Okay, so we're going to map it up here. There's a Merfolk Mistbinder on top. We will keep that on top. We will play our Smuggler's Copter. Attack for 3. Let's keep the Bosager in hand. Our opponent down to 10. So at the very least... And the thing is, the map... So these two actually work really well together, Sentinel and the Copter. So this can draw us lands. This can filter it into real cards. The Preacher, which we can attack right over. I'm just wondering, is this a removal spell? Like, how many Fatal Pushes can you have? Okay, we'll play this. We'll activate our Copter. Probably going to attack for 4. I don't really... I really don't want this thing to get any value. I'm just gonna really hope that they do not have Fatal Push. They already played one. They had a long think last turn. Are they thinking now? It's okay. There is one problem. If they have Fatal Push, they probably want me to like attack with Copter and the C-Note Scout and then push this, block this. That's the most profitable thing that they can do. So worst case scenario, we lose this, we lose this. But this thing's pretty strong. And it's death type. Oh, so this is a huge blowout. So what were they thinking so long with this Heartless Act? Destroy target creature with no counters on it. Remove up to three counters from target creature. Were they thinking of Fatal Pushing this? Then Heartless Act this and Thoughtseize nothing? I'm really thinking they got Fatal Push. Like, they're really telegraphing this. So what's the... If I don't... So, and if I attack with Copter and they Fatal Push this, that sucks too. Although if this attacks and deals damage, then it means they don't have Fatal Push. And then, like, what's the worst thing that can happen here? Attacks if the most or tied for the most life, you get a 1/1 Vampire. Okay, let's be... Like, worst case scenario, I'm, like, trading... Sorry, best case scenario, I'm trading. Worst case scenario, I lose everything. So let's just attack with a Copter. They don't have Fatal Push, then they don't have Fatal Push. We'll draw a card. That's great. We'll get rid of our Boseiju. It's not that mandatory. And then we'll have another Sentinel coming out next turn. Okay, no Fatal Push. Which makes their attacks even more awkward. Because we can go set... Like, they... Well, I mean, they can attack... Fatal Push still online, to be honest. They can attack for 2, still Fatal Push this. But I have a feeling they would have... I don't know actually what they would have done. So if you have Fatal Push, do you really want to kill the Copter when you know you still need to attack with this thing? Okay, fortunately, this Harvester cannot eat up either this... Sorry, this or this, but they can eat up this, which is not that big of a deal. Okay, still no attacks. I might attack with the C-Note Scout this time. Draw oh, we drew a Mistbinder. Slightly better than the name. So what I can do is go Mistbinder, and now I can definitely attack with this, and we're gonna get out of range of everything. That seems like a good plan. How much can I attack for, too? I can attack for... I'm attacking for lethal. So they have to do some chump blocking. Okay, chump blocking has to start. I don't mind getting rid of this stupid preacher card. I think. I don't mind getting rid of the preacher card. Because this thing could make like a token with lifelink. Sure. We're not going to draw and discard because Sentinel is a great card to have. Nope. So, and ideally, if we draw a land, we'll play a land and try to explore the Smuggler's Copter to attack for lethal. Like, I think that's a good result. Getting rid of that preacher thing. So now the Harvester actually can't kill anything because target creature gets -X/-X. We're equal to double the number of blood tokens. There's only one. Look, this is just classic Merfolk. People are so fancy with their Kamena, Tyrant of Erazka, and Deep Root, Pilgrimage, and all this other crap. Okay, target opponent exiles a creature or planeswalker they control with the highest mana value among creatures and planeswalkers they control. Target opponent exiles... Oh, so I have to get rid of one of these and you Blood Tithe Harvester the other one? That's fine. We'll get rid of this thing. And if they eat up this, then we can play the Sentinel of the Nameless City. Hopefully we draw a land. We could just win this turn. Because they don't have Fatal Push. We know that much. Damn you, Commander Speaker. Damn you. But next turn. Well, maybe not next turn. I will draw here because we could draw something better than Commander Speaker. You... What? What happened here? Did they just draw that? Did they just draw that? Or were they sitting on that the entire time and they just didn't play it for some reason? They were just waiting for the right spot and the right spot just never happened. Well, that was just insanely surprising. So what, they discarded a Blackleaf Cliffs? So they have no good blocks with either their Mutavault or Hive of the Eye Tyrant. Cryptic Coat. That is a great card. I think we will... I guess we're going to play Cryptic Coat. Or do we? I'm not threatening lethal right now. Okay, let's threaten lethal. If I draw a land, great. If I don't draw a land, then we're threatening lethal. Witness Protection. Put in the graveyard. Yeah, I don't think I want this card. I think I'd prefer to just hit more land drops so I can do some dirty stuff with this Sentinel. And every single time we attack, we get something. Okay, they're going to activate Mutavault. That's fine. I don't care. We get another token. Another mappy map. We can play Kamena Speaker. And then crack map on Kamena Speaker. C-Note Scout. Yeah, we might as well keep that on top, I guess. I'll either find a land or not. I mean, maybe Cryptic Code is the best thing I should have put, because like that it just taxes their land so much. Okay, there's not much they can do with this blood token, and they're like pretty obviously top decking at this point, and they have to chump block the Sentinel. Ooh, Shana's Tidebinder. Oh, I accidentally put this in the graveyard. You're supposed to say no. You're supposed to say no to everything. I wonder if they have Vein Ripper in their hand. They just can't get to the 6th land. Another map token. What is this? Oh, you want to draw a card? Was it Fatal Push? Okay, we won the match. All right, that's Merfolk. Simple, clean, easy, classic Merfolk. We didn't even get to see the power of Cryptic Coat. Such a good card. It was just never the mana efficient play, and I don't really like. I probably instead of playing this map token, I probably should have just attacked for 3, and we got the exact same result, and then we could start attacking with this coat. Yeah, it probably wasn't as necessary to trigger these map tokens. But yeah, good enough. All right, let's get into round 2. We lost the die roll in round 2. I think our hand is incredibly clunky. I mean, we can't even play our Mistbinder. I have no relevant thing to do on turn 1. Slip out the back is not the greatest thing in the world. I'm probably going to mulligan this. I'd probably keep it if this Mutavault was like an island or something, like a blue source, but this is just... Actually, maybe not. Maybe this hand is just a little too bad. I'm going to mulligan. It's better. It's better, I guess. Ugh. On the draw. Still no 1-drop. The whole point of playing this deck is because it has good 1-drops. Okay, I'll get rid of 1 Sentinel of the Nameless City. Because in theory, we may not even hit our green sources. Okay, opponent goes Island Pass. I have a Slip out the back. What is the best thing to do on turn 1 here? I guess I'll just play Otawara and pass. Sort of want to keep my Otawara. Consider. Looks like we're up against Phoenix. I think we're up against Phoenix. I don't think Control plays Consider. We have better things to do. This is very Phoenix. This is a very Phoenix card. That is also a very Phoenix card. This is probably the most dangerous matchup because it is so aggressive. Cryptic Code is a great card, though, for this matchup. Yeah, I'm going to play Copter. And really hope that we draw Earth like our 3rd land off the top. That would be ideal. And then we can go Cryptic Code, attack with Copper, and then we have a lot of evasive creatures at our disposal. What is this? Did they miss click? I feel like they wanted to play a Shredder. No, they couldn't have. It's impossible. They would have just played the Shredder, then play this Consider over here. Discards Fiery Impulse. Well, that's not good news. Sounds like they got a lot of those. Wonder what they think we have. Sleight of hand. They're preparing some big treasure cruise. Big treasure cruise. Big treasures. We can have as many cards in your hand as you want if you can't kill this Cryptic Coat. Although they are getting up to a lot of mana. Land, please. Damn it! That's not a land at all. Well, we have to play something. Okay, land now. At least I can play Slip out the back or something. Oh, no. Okay, I can get rid of Sentinel of the Nameless City. How the hell am I getting mana screwed here? I got 24 lands in my deck, and I was on the draw. Land there would have been perfect, so I can just slip out the back whatever the stupid creature that they're... Oh, here's Fae the Free. Sorry, Free the Fae. But I think they're playing the instant part of it first, where they mill cards. Still nothing dangerous. No Phoenixes in graveyard, but maybe it's Treasure Cruise time. Is it time to go on a cruise? It is. It is time to go on a cruise. Do they have a land drop to make? They don't want to attack anymore. That's funny. Okay, this is actually this card is so good in this matchup. It is so good. It is so good. It's not doing justice for me here, that's for sure. Okay, well, we have to pass because it's unblockable and like they'd be choked on mana here. So annoying. Only 1 red source in play, so that's somewhat convenient. Sleight of hand. I feel like they're like a storm deck, except I know they're not a storm deck. They're going through every single one of their 1-mana cantrips. This deck is the closest thing there is to like a modern deck. Galvanic Iteration. When you recast your next instant or sorcery spell, copy it. I don't know if that's even stock. I'm not super familiar with all the deck lists. Yeah, I guess there's one Galvanic iteration in these lists. Lightning Axe. I guess we'll slip out the back that thing so our creature gets a little bit bigger. Because playing Hexcatcher just gets a... Oh my god! No! Okay, it's dead. Yeah, I'm not doing anything here. It died. It's dead. Fine. Yeah, for the longer this game goes, the crappier these cryptic codes are going to be. It'd been great if we just go cryptic code into cryptic code into cryptic code. They would have just lost. I assure you, they would have been lost. All right, we have a few turns to turn this around. It's not looking that good. Their graveyard is so full. They could just like hard cast a Phoenix and beat us next turn. Phoenix consider and that'd be it. All right, we got our crypt. I don't even know if I want to show them this. This is an artifact. Okay, so if I play this, attack for 3, put you to 12, can I reasonably beat you? I think the answer is no. Because next turn I can play another cryptic code. Like, they're attacking me way faster. I'm just going to concede. They don't know we're playing cryptic codes. Okay, I think I want... Turn the Earth for sure. I don't know if I want Witness Protection in this matchup. I don't think I want Spell Pierce. Like, I know they're sort of, like, tapping out a lot, but I'm not sure about this card. Tishana's Tiebinder really sucks. I don't think this card is very good. It's just very clunky for nothing. Do I really want... I think I want Slip Out the Back. I think I want some Spell Pierces. Maybe I just do this. Maybe I just play with Turn to the Earth. Like, I could play Witness Protection to, like, shrink a... Shredder, which is not terrible. Maybe it's better than it looks on the play. Maybe it's better than all these things. I don't have that many things to hit, right? There's just Ledger Shredder. I would never hit a Picklock Prankster. Or maybe I should just have 2. Okay, I'm going to have 2 Spell Pierce. I don't think Spell Pierce is that bad in this matchup. It's not that bad. It could be worse. Oh no, Mystical Dispute. This is a bomb. What am I doing? Okay, that's better than Spell Pierce. Okay. See, I'm learning. I'm learning myself. I'm still learning how to play this deck. Wow, what's with these hands? Okay, I got a mulligan. This is a 1-lander. Still a 1-lander. It's a 1-lander with C-Note Scout, though. Sure, we'll keep. I'll get rid of one of the Sentinels. We have a decent curve. If I can hit 1 land, I mean, I can do some stuff. So if this is a spot where I do not want to see a non-land card on top. Okay, we hit our land. That's good. If I can curve into 3 lands, that would be nice. Okay, deck, please cooperate with me. Please cooperate. We lost last round because deck did not cooperate. No cooperate at all. Witness Protection. We will play... Just trying to figure out, do I want this on green or blue? I think I might actually want the green more so I can go turn Earth and play turn Earth again. Remember, this is choose up to 3 target cards in graveyards. The owner of those cards shuffle them back into their library and you gain 2 life. So I'll keep like Treasure Cruise down and just like Phoenix. But I don't need that much. Okay, we'll get the blue side. And then we'll just pass. There's Opt. I'm sure they have like counter spells and removal, but I can't play around any of it. We just have to just YOLO here. I mean, if they use their removal, that's fine. It like opens up our chance to not get our Cryptic Coat not get countered. Where is my mana? I'm not going to be too complainy because we can still cast our cards, but still, where's my mana? I want my mana. Looks like Hexcatcher is going to the bin. Sure. So what is it? 3 spells? If you cast 3 or more spells, okay, so we will attack for 1. Because I could turn the Earth now, but it's not a very mana efficient play. It'd be a horribly mana inefficient play. So, like, it would be perfect to play Smuggler's Copter this turn. If you go land, you can't even Treasure Cruise either. Okay, I'm just gonna hope that they can't get this Phoenix back, and then I'll turn to Earth next turn. The safe line is play turn to Earth, but it's so clunky. It's so clunky. It would be perfect if they go like Shredder, play random spell, trigger. That would be perfect. Or even this is fine. What is it? You mill 4 cards and put an instant or search card from among the milled cards back into hand, and they got an opt. Okay, looks like... Okay, now I'm regretting. I'm regretting this die down pathway because I have to play this thing. Okay, so they've got an opt. I think I'm just going to make them use their opt. And if they have Lightning Axe, discard something important. Hopefully it's another Phoenix. And then we can eat it. Oh, good. This resolved. Definitely want to loot. Okay, we got another land. That's perfect. Do I need Witness Protection right now? They haven't played any creatures yet. But it's like one of the more mana efficient things I can do. Nameless Sentinel of the Nameless City is just so good. I mean, if they play Anger of the Gods, they can't even kill that thing. Okay, I'm gonna get rid of Witness Protection. Okay, we'll play Sea Note Scout. See what it draws us. Smuggler's Copter, put in the graveyard. Yeah, I don't need that anymore. Okay, we'll play our Bark Channel Pathway, and then I might as well right now. They might be holding up Mystical Dispute. So we'll go for the Arclight Phoenix, Young Pyromancer, and Island. And just shuffle that back into your deck. And then pass a Rooney. Hopefully put them in a position where if they want a Treasure Cruise, they have to tap out for it. And then we can play Cryptic Coat, activate Smuggler's Copter, and attack. But holy crap, is this Cryptic Coat like way stronger if I just curve into it. I tell you what. Free the Fae is now not so free. Jailed up here in an adventure. Got 2 of them over there. We hit Arclight Phoenix, so it's like sort of now or never where they want to get this Phoenix in play. Oh, can they Treasure Cruise? 1, 2, 3. Oh, they were exiling even the Phoenix. Alright, that's sort of a win for us. That's fine. That's sort of a win. Okay, and they're passing. I would prefer that they tap out because I don't really want to play Cryptic Code into a Mystical Dispute. That would really suck. So it looks like I have to play Sentinel of the Nameless City instead. That's right. You got Mystical Dispute. Well, it's useless in this case. It's weird that they're going to Lightning Axe this, but maybe it's not that weird. So we'll activate our Copter in response to that. Still get the map token. Might is... Actually, I don't know what we're going to do with this. I could play Breeding Pool, but I think it's probably better to just attack and maybe exchange this Breeding Pool for something else. I attack for a clean 6. That's fine. I think I'd prefer Ottawa over the Breeding Pool. Maybe I even buff... Maybe I do play this Ottawa and I pump up something like even Copter. So annoying that they're not tapping out. Or maybe I pump up a C-Note Scout so it's not easy for them to like just chump block this thing. Mystical Dispute has been revealed. For the real card in your graveyard. Actually, no, let's draw it so I can play Cryptic Code and back it up with a counterspell. That sounds great. That sounds great. Notice how often they tap out. Like, they're constantly tapping out. Like, that's their MO, frankly. They're constantly tapping out here. Which makes Cryptic Code just so strong. Or, I mean, they can kill Cryptic Code, but it's like spending 3 or more mana to do it. Yes, anger the gods. Yes, yes! I am totally fine with that. Totally fine. Oh, is this Phoenix going to be on blocking duty? Oh, it might be on blocking duty. Alright, you're that confident. Alright, that's fine with me. So they know I'm drawing Mystical Dispute next turn. I guess they just don't care. Which, by the way, I can still exchange if I really want to. And remember, this Cryptic Code could be bigger than what it is, because you can play the card that's underneath it if it's a creature. It's just a land, so it's useless. Boseiju looks pretty useless here. Okay, so we're just going to let that whole thing go. Okay, well, one benefit to Boseiju is I can keep replaying Cryptic Code over and over again. That's a possibility. Okay. Whoops! I should have countered that with the Mystical Dispute. That was stupid. That was supremely stupid. Okay, here I guess I'll counter this. I'd just rather there was less bodies on the battlefield. Or do I even counter that? Maybe I do nothing. Yeah, I think I should keep the Mystical Dispute to protect my my coat. I think that's what I'm gonna do. They can have as many creatures on the battlefield as they want. They don't do anything. Like, I'm winning the race. It's a 2-turn clock. This thing basically it's True Name Nemesis at this point. So they need to find they need to find a removal spell for this. Which they might do, by the way. Ugh, they keep finding lands, which is not good for my Cryptic Coat. Another Cryptic Coat. That's perfect. You can deal with one, but I don't think you can deal with two. And most of these decks have only like two Anger the Gods. So they need like a supremely busted turn to beat this busted hand. Cryptic Coat people. I don't even think most people know this card exists. Wow, they didn't have Mystical Dispute. Do they have Mystical? They have 2 Mystical Disputes on the sideboard. Not saying this particular opponent, but like, you know, players in general. Okay, they can consider. Do they need some way of like recycling the graveyard, like flashbacking something from the graveyard? Is that their only chance? I guess they need to get an extra turn somehow. Okay, they'll Treasure Cruise. They literally need... I should have mystical disputed that. Like, I need to mystical dispute, like a blue card. I can't mystical dispute a red card. So if I disputed that treasure cruise, they tap 3, then it's just impossible for them to deal with both of these. So very, very, very unlucky so far, and playing terrible, and we still get a W in one of those games. Okay, now we're on the draw. Does that change anything? So it really sucks. I really hate the way these games curve out, where you go like, they go turn 1 land, we go turn 1 land, they go turn 2, I don't know, Ledger Shredder, and we want a witness protection. But like that sucks up our turn 2 play. But maybe that's not so bad because we have a bunch of other plays that we could make on turn 2. Is there anything else we could do? No, maybe we'll just keep it as it is. I think we just keep it as it is. I think Turn to Earth did something? I'm not sure. I'm hoping it did. I could be wrong. Like, maybe it should just be Spell Pierce. Spell Pierce doesn't look too bad. But the problem is the critical turn, like the critical cards you want to counter, things like Treasure Cruise, it's pretty easy to play around. It's like incredibly easy to play around. All right, we got to keep a 7-card hand. That is fantastic. I don't like that. We're going to have to shock ourselves on turn 1. Because at a moment's notice, they can race you if they want to. C-Note the Scout. Oh, draw land. Lands are good. Lands are good. Cannot do squat about that card. I will say one bad thing about our hand is like this is the bottom end of our curve, just a bunch of the lords. The lords are not that good in this matchup. I want to see things like Smuggler's Copter. I want to see the Nameless City Creature. I want to see Cryptic Coat. This is like the absolute bottom end of our curve. Now what to do from here? Probably pass and hold up Hexcatcher. Probably that's what I want to do. And then on my next turn, I'll play Mistbinder. I'll play Mistbinder on my turn, and then maybe play Turn to Earth on their upkeep. Are they going to Lightning Axe my C-Note Scout? Sort of looks like it. Maybe not. You don't really have a choice. Okay, so I guess you're going to discard maybe yeah, Phoenix. Deals 2 damage. That's too bad. If there are 2 or more instant or sorcery cards, deals 3 damage. Oh, they had that. Okay, whatever. I'll play my creature. And then we will upkeep, try to eat that stupid Arclight Phoenix. Amongst the cantrips, I guess. And then I guess next turn we can play a Mistbinder, and then on their turn play Hexcatcher. Gotta keep that graveyard nice and clean. Nice clean graveyard, please. Clean graveyard. And again, remember, we can play this again. Oh no, 2 Ledger Shredders. What, another Ledger Shredder? Oh, Free the Fae, yeah, of course. I think they're milling, right? Okay, discarded 1 land, discarded a Consider. I can never tell, like, what mode is being played here. Oh, it says in the chat, cast Free the Fae. Okay, so there's another Arclight Phoenix waiting in the weeds. So, like, we have options here. We do have options. And what's very interesting, next turn, I could play, yeah, I do have a few options here. I definitely can play Mistbinder, maybe just attack with this Mistbinder. Oh no, but they could double block, force me to do something. That might not be good. Maybe I just play a Lord and pass. Hold on. I'm just thinking, is there like a world where I can just attack with one and threaten to bounce something? Next turn, if I draw land, I can play Commander Speaker and Otawara. Also, depending on what they do, I might play Turn to Earth here. I can eat up 3 cards. I can have like land, opt. Actually, which one of these are worse? This is Surveils, this is Scries. Okay, so I can eat up Arclight, opt, land. Then they have 3. Oh, they can still Treasure Cruise if they want to tap out. I'm just thinking, like, the problem is I could attack with a Mistbinder, but then what am I representing if I'm representing anything at all? Hold on. So 3 target cards in a graveyard, the owners shuffle them back into their libraries, you gain 2 life. Okay, whatever. I think I'm just going to pass. If I play Hexcatcher here, I trigger both of these. So they both can get bigger. They can, or actually, hold on. So if I attack with one and they double block, I can definitely kill one Ledger Shredder from their perspective. I don't know if they like the sound of that. And even if I play another Hexcatcher, I still definitely kill one of the Ledger Shredders. And they may not both trigger to get bigger. Is that worth it? This will be a 5/5. They need to pump up at least one of them. Just trying to figure out if I can like get like an easy 4 damage here. And the fact that I'm taking so long is not really selling it at all. Okay, I'm just going to pass. I'd like to lean on being more aggressive, but it doesn't look like I have that option here. This is Free the Fae. Okay, well, I have no chance of eating up anything in the graveyard now. So if they want a Treasure Cruise, go for it. You get 3 cards. They dump some lands. Results. Nothing I can do about this. So they grew this one, but they couldn't grow this one. So they're going to use a removal spell on one of these creatures. Which, whatever. Ooh, they want to hit that one. Deal 5 damage. And they threw another Arclight down the drain. I mean, I don't need this thing, so I guess it dies. Okay, so that these are going to trigger, but we do have Turn to Earth, which can eat both of them. So we eat a Phoenix, another Phoenix, and I guess we'll hit. What else do we have here? I guess we can give them a Hall of Storm Giants. They have 5 power in play, but we've got a bazillion power in play ourselves. The deck seems silly, because I can now freely attack into our opponent. In fact, if I draw a Lord, it's going to be devastating for them. Ooh, a Copter. Awkward. Yeah, I could dump my hand. I could just dump my hand, which would not be too bad at this junction. So we'll attack for 4, because one of them is going to get blocked. And I guess we will just empty our... I think we're emptying our hand. The alternative... I could keep the Otawara in my hand again for next turn. Yeah, maybe we'll do that. And we'll play a Smuggler's Copter as insurance against an Anger of the Gods. Or maybe that's not the right thing to do. Maybe we should just swing all out. Because I could play the Cometa Speaker. Yeah, maybe I should have played the Otawara and then played Cometa Speaker. Because these Ledger Shredders can't trigger again. So I might as well just empty my hand and just play whatever I top deck. And then I would have like 1 extra creature in play to counter, say, Anger of the Gods if necessary. Oh, they put a Phoenix in play. Oh, sorry, they put a Phoenix in the graveyard. And a Sleight of Hand. Okay, they're on their way to... I mean, this is fine. Okay, so we'll counter... It's basically a 2-for-1. Yeah, I shouldn't say it's fine. I will accept it. I will accept this. Could be worse. And now, oh man, I hope we draw land, because then I can play Cometa Speaker and use this Otawara to bounce this Ledger Shredder. And that will put them in a bit of an awkward spot. Land? Okay, we do draw a land, good. Yeah, like why not attack for as much as possible? Actually, now that I think about it, this is not that good of a spot. I'm only like attacking for 5. Yeah, it would have been better if I had like I don't know if it would have been better if I emptied my hand. But I'm really not that far ahead here. My opponent can replay everything. We will not draw a card because it's pointless. Don't show your opponent's cards that you don't need to show them. This attack would be a lot better if it was putting my opponent down to like, I don't know, 5 or something. I still need to find the more critical cards in our deck. We need to see the Cryptic Coat. We need to see the what is it? The Sentinel of the Nameless City. Good cards. Good cards. Fiery Impulse. Maybe there's going to be an Arclight Phoenix coming up soon. I guess there is going to be, because they just dumped a bunch of cantrips, so like what are the odds they don't play another one here? Oh no, they need to be 3 though, right? Or is it 3 cards a turn or 3 spells? If you cast 3 or more instant or sorceries this turn, okay, so they're at 1. Instant sorcery count 1. Oh, another Fiery Impulse. Oh, maybe they're just going to beat us with Ledger Shredders. Another Copter! Maybe playing the second copter is useless because now I can't draw like anything good. Yeah, actually, I should just keep this copter in my hand. It's like pretty pointless to play this copter. Free the Fae. Can't even block this bigger Ledger Shredder very well. Treasure Cruise. We are probably losing. There's a Ottawa of their own. Oh, you know what's that card I keep forgetting. I have a companion. I have a companion. I should put that in my hand. Oh man, I totally forgot about that thing. I'm not used to playing with a companion, especially one that basically does nothing. Okay, and they won. All right, so but honestly, I like how the game played out. It was a lot closer than I think it looks. Usually, I feel like I get completely run over by this deck. So in the first two, we still like were even in matches in the first two games, even though we were mulliganing a lot and our hands were supremely clunky. And I think the only reason we like lost this third round is because we drew the bottom end of our range. I do not like any of the lords in this matchup. They're just like filler for the most part. I do like one drops. I think one drops playing anything on turn one and trying to get above them is good. I think Copter is good, but like you need them. Sentinel of the Nameless City, but especially Cryptic Coat. That is a very good card in this matchup. But hope you liked how close it was. All right, let's go to round 3. We lost the die roll going into round 3. Our hand is quite interesting. We can go turn 1 C-Note Scout. Actually, probably we're going to go turn 1 Speaker into turn 2 C-Note Scout, and then hold up Spell Pierce. Probably. Oh, we'll see what our opponent does. Maybe I'll want to go turn 1 C-Note Scout to find another green source so I can go like Speaker into C-Note Scout. Because if it's like an aggro deck, which it is, okay, so we will go C-Note Scout turn 1. This is some investigating. I actually don't know what this deck is. Go to Cryptic Coat, which is fine for this type of matchup, so I can attack into this crap. Let's go C-Note Scout to find more green sources. Green sources, please. Okay, those are more green sources. Because well, I mean, they've got blue in the deck, but I have no idea how useful the blue is to their archetype. Probably know it's like mostly mono white. Mostly, I don't know. Is this blue-white humans? Thraben Inspector. Is it like one of those Convoke decks with that Loxodon thing? I desperately want to attack with the C-Note Scout into a Thraben Inspector. Because we can represent Hexcatcher, but that would be just so bad if they just block. So we better not do that. Do we need land so badly? I think we need to be able to start blocking. So let's play our Commander Speaker into Commander Speaker and just pass, and then we'll play either Crypticode or Sentinel of the Nameless City next turn. Sentinel is like pretty good in these matchups because we are able to attack and block at the same time. Cryptic Code is good in these matchups because we can get a steady stream of damage. What is this? Warden of the Inner Sky. Has 3 or more counters on it. Has Flying and Vigilance. Tap 3 untap artifacts. Put a counter on it. And you get to scry 1. Activate only as a sorcery. Well, that's evil. How many times you can do this? As many times as you want. Do it 3 times as Flying and Vigilance. It's evil. Okay, that is something we could counter. Target creature gets +1/+1 until end of turn for each artifact or enchantment you control, which you have a lot of. Exile the Saga, turns into a silly creature as big as artifacts and enchantments. Alright, so Spell Pierce is maybe a little bit more valuable than I thought it was. We'll get hoofed for 4 for now. Chapter 1 and 2, just target creature gets that big. Okay. Can I disable this? I guess we can with Tashana's Tidebinder. Not really what I wanted to do, though. Okay, I now want to get a little aggressive here. represent our Hex Catcher. Okay, so they're not going to fall for it. Thank God. Just wondering when to play this Tidebinder. So this thing is definitely going to get... as long as Warden has 3 or more counters on it, it has Flying and Vigilance. That's evil. It's pure evil. It's actually something I wanted to Tishana's Tidebinder if I can. So maybe that's just what I'm going to do. We'll attempt to Tishana's Tidebinder, this stupid thing. Okay, you get a Copter. Which I guess I could have countered. I guess they think I have, what's it called? I'm hoping they activate this. So I can use my Tishana's Tidebinder. What does it cost? Tap 3 untap artifacts under creatures. It looks like I have Hexcatcher right now. But I didn't play Hexcatcher, so I guess it looks like I have Hexcatcher and Tishana's Tidebinder up my sleeve. So let's disable this. I draw Hexcatcher. So I can attack relatively well. And hold up Spell Pierce if I have to. I don't really want to attack with the Tidebinder because they can block with Copter. Then what, they take 6 damage? Is that so bad? Maybe that's not so bad. Not really in Cryptic Coat territory. Or I'm not in such... Okay, then what happens? This just turns into... It gets +1/+1 for each artifact or enchantment you control. Thinking of playing Sentinel of the Nameless City. And then... So it can sit on defense a little bit. I mean, if they get Copter online, that's an attacker that I don't have to care about. Okay, so let's attack with the speakers. If they do any fancy blocks, we'll flash in our Hexcatcher, hold up Spell Pierce, I guess. Okay, they're willing to be on blocking duty here. That's fine. Ooh, yeah, that's pretty poor versus me. Okay, so now we will play the card that they were playing around, that we didn't have until this moment. Get in 3 damage. We have some decent blockers up and pass. Oh, they have something else up their sleeve? Oh, they want to draw a card, that's fine. Okay, chapter 3, this is going to be an enormous monster. Or maybe not, I guess. They didn't have enough of these cards. Oh, great. Can snipe that thing off. That's great. They don't have mana for it. Great value. It's not even Spell Pierce. Well, I don't know. Spell Pierce might be fine in this matchup if they have, like, Rebuke, Copter, and this enchantment for 2 mana. But it's, like, really cheap. It's really hard to hit them. Okay, now we can start hitting for, hopefully, a boatload of damage. Because they have to... I can attack with Tidebinder, and if they want to double block, then go for it. You can double block, I don't care. Sentinel of the Nameless City. Because they both have a counter. Yeah, sure. That's funny. Can I 2-for-1 them at all? No. Oh, well. Okay, could they go to 8? So So as long as it has 4 counters, tap 3 on tap artifacts and creatures you control, put a counter on it, and scry 1. What do they do with the last scry? 0 top, 1 bottom. So this can get to only 1 counter at the moment. I think we can play Sentinel. The thing is, Sentinel can attack and block, so I don't have to worry about these bozos over here. On the other hand, Cryptic Coat is like a pretty quick clock itself. Like, I'm just going to play Sentinel. Then I can start buffing up my C-Note Scout and attacking with it. Too bad I didn't have another Hex Catcher. Maybe if I attacked with the C-Note Scout, it would have represented another Hex Catcher. Another one of these cards. Damn it. Okay, I have a blocker. Or can they kill me out of nowhere with this thing? So they have like 1, 2, 3. Yeah, they're calculating it. Okay. Calculation failed. But I can double block this if they want to. If they want to attack. And I'm just trading a C-Note Scout for this thing. Yeah, so they had no good attack here. And I have some great attacks here. Alright, the power of Sentinel of the Nameless City. Does it benefit me buffing any... It does benefit me to buff up this Kamena Speaker, so I think I am going to map this and then play C-Note Scout. Or do I? Which one do I want to do first? I think I want the C-Note Scout to be bigger, so if there's a land on top, I better map first. Because I need to start drawing some cards here. Put the reveal card in the graveyard. Yes? Or no? I can go C-Note Scout, then dump it, then... I'm just trying to figure out how to get a land out of this. Because I would like to start hitting my land drops as well. Okay, we're going to say no. We're going to go C-Note Scout. We know a Copter's on top, but then we'll dump it. And then we'll attack with Sentinel of the Nameless City. You're at 8? So if I attack with everything, you block these 2, you die. Okay, but I don't... I think I'm just going to be a little slightly cautious here. You block this, chump block, you take 4, and then you're almost dead. We have to chump block one of these anyway, so you have no choice. Yeah. The chump block has spoken. Okay, now we'll buff up our C-Note Scout, I guess. Smuggler's Copter. Oh, another Copter on top of my deck. All right, to the bin. Okay, can this person kill me? How big is this? It's a 6/7. It gets one bigger, one more. I guess they need another one of these to kill me. Okay, they're gonna draw a card. They had a 0 top, 1 on the bottom. Okay, we won. Sentinel of the Nameless City. It's like, you know, people are like, Trickster, Harbinger. No, you want Sentinel, I think, is like the card you want in these creature matchups. Somehow we were like really clunky. What the hell happened in this game? Oh, and I was always attacking and flashing in Hex Catcher against blocks. Cryptic Code and Sentinel are both like pretty good here. Okay, maybe Tishana's Tidebinder won't be too bad. Okay, cards. I have Witness Protection is probably not good here. Mystical Dispute. It's mostly mono white. I think I'm just not going to change much. I'm on the draw. I think if there's one thing I want to change, it's probably I shouldn't have Spell Pierce. I'm just going to deal with the board. So I guess we'll bring in Witness Protection for certain cards that we just want to like Witness Protection and then be done with them. I think that's it. We're just going to completely play to the board with this deck. Against this deck. Because Spell Pierce can hit some stuff, but it would be really bad if my opponent goes turn 1 creature, they pass to me. I have like Command Speaker in my hand, but I opt not to in order to play to hold up Spell Pierce, and they just don't even play an enchantment that can hit. On the other hand, I don't know what's in their sideboard. Maybe they got like better interaction. Usually Spell Pierce not good in these matchups though. Not good. Probably the ideal thing I hate with that witness protection is that stupid creature that potentially has vigilance in the air. Potentially. Man, Pioneer takes forever to play. We're like 1.5 hours in, and this is our third matchup. Pioneer is a grind. Pioneer is an absolute grind. I guess they're really thinking. Did I not name my companion? Or did the game... Oh, no. Okay, I think my opponent just hasn't chosen to go first yet. Okay, there we go. I was like... Shouldn't I be allowed to do this before we know who goes first? No land. Easy mull. Pretty crappy hand, but I'll keep it. We do have our C-Note Scout. I'll get rid of one of our millions of Smuggler's Copters. Not a particularly ideal hand on the draw in multiple ways. Smuggler's Copter's not that good on the draw. Okay, we'll play our back, whatever pathway. C-Note Scout. Cryptic Coat. Reveal a card in the graveyard. Yes. I do not want that card. One benefit is if we do not draw our land, we still get to play Command Speaker, which is not the end of the world. And we do have two drops and so on. Ooh, this is going to get a little bit more aggro in this game because they have some of their artifact lands to help buff up this thing. So you get to attack for 4. Sure, attack me for 4. I hope to attack you for more. Slip out the back. Well, we're in trouble. This is the aggro versus aggro matchup, and we missed our land drop. In my 24 land deck with C-Note Scout, we're already failing. In all of the I haven't done a ton of like extensive playtesting, but I usually don't get like mana screwed. I usually have a pretty good abundance of lands. I usually do pretty good on it. Whoa, that was a lot of damage. Maybe I should have blocked there. That was 8 damage. That was terrible. Play. Wow, to attack or not to attack? So you're gonna hit me for at least 4? So this is gonna trigger, deal like attack me for a bunch of damage. I am going to YOLO it. I'm just gonna YOLO it. And then next turn I'll be a little bit more on defense. But I also hope to draw land in order to be on that defense. Portable hole. What do you want to hole? Oh, you want to hole my creature. Okay. Let's hold. Another portable hole. I got nothing. I got nothing. You took it all. You took everything from me. Oh, awkward. No! That one in a billion. I really need to play this Ottawara and play Tashawn. The plan was to Tashana's Tidebinder this thing. I can't even do that, so I can go Sentinel the Nameless City. Oh, I'm just lost. You can attack for... Well, maybe it's not super over, but it's like pretty over. It's it's pretty bad. Oh, no, cancel. I got to float a blue. Play this, keep this one. It's like, it's pretty ugly. It's not good. I gotta like chump block this with my copter, and I have no idea what my follow-up play is gonna be. My hope was I could Tashana's Tidebinder this creature, and then I don't know what I was even gonna do about this. So they can pretty freely attack here. Yeah, this whole hand is awkward on the draw. Get lost. Destroy target creature enchantment. Its controller creates 2 map tokens. That's great for us. Okay, we're dead. But we get to be on the play this time, which is great. Is there anything that we learned about? I still don't... I don't think... I mean, Spell Pierce is now a lot better on the play, because we can go turn 1, C-Note Scouter, Commander Speaker, and then we can hold this up for their critical enchantments. Maybe even Portable Hole. But it just sucks to hold up Pierce. It's just so awkward in the creature versus creature matchup. Is there anything... Can I learn something about this? It's like, I don't even know if this is a Convoke deck anymore. Like, I'm just not familiar with this archetype at all. It's like blue-white something. Blue-white aggro. I think I've seen decks similar to this, but not exactly like this. Okay, let's just stick to the plan. With more experience, maybe I could tell if Spell Pierce is good or not. What is with these hands? What is with these hands? I don't think I can keep this. Like, it's just too risky. 1 land hand with C-Note Scout on the play. Like, the thing is, I can't even hope that this is going to be a 2-2. I think I'm going to mulligan. If I hit a land and go Copter, that'd be great. If I don't hit that land, I'm dead. I'm really dead. And the hand still is clogged with 3 drops, which is terrible. Okay, I just want a slightly more, like, regular hand. This hand's good. I can keep this hand. This hand's good. I'll get rid of 1 Sentinel. And hopefully we just go Cryptic Coat, then play Sentinel, and hopefully curve from there. Okay, this hand is a hell lot better. I might not play Hexcatcher on turn 2 immediately. Just to play around Cryptic Coat. Ooh, it's that card. 2/2 flyer. Or maybe I will, because they have counter spells in their deck. Yeah, maybe I will. If they play Portable Hole, maybe that's not even that bad. Oh, easy. Easy counter. Easy. Easiest counter in my life. Alright, come on, land. Land! You've got to be kidding me. You have just got to be kidding me. This is the maiden voyage of this deck on this channel. I swear, I go Cryptic Coat, the game's over. I have to counter this. Seems a bit too good. Like, it's too good on defense. Land? Okay, we got a land. What do I want to do? Yeah, I'm just going to play Cryptic Coat and just beat them down with a True Name Nemesis every turn. Just Cryptic Coat, Hold up Tidebinder for something. This is fine. This doesn't do enough. They seem to be choked on mana too. So I attack for 3. They attack me. Maybe I'm gonna counter the second part of this to prevent this from dealing enough damage. What is this? 1, 2. It's not actually that much damage. Unless they do it again. Portable hole. Oh, they're gonna hit the. What are they gonna hit with this? These have ward. They can't hit the cryptic coat, so they have to hit the creature. But the creature has ward. Well, that's. Oh, I guess they wanted to buff this up for this thing when it comes out next turn. That's a possibility. Okay, I have no idea what can kill us at this point, so we're gonna attack. And we're just hold up Tashanda's Tidebinder for something. Anyway, this is how I wanted the game to play out the last game that I lost. They can transform, it doesn't matter. They cannot deal with our stuff. They cannot deal with our stuff. If they do play another portable hole, exiling one of them, I can play... Actually, we have Tashanda's Tidebinder, which works. Additional cost to cast the spell, sack an artifact or creature, ward 2, enters the battlefield, exile target artifact or creature an opponent controls until Dusk Thing leaves the battlefield. Okay. So, enters the battlefield. Who's it going to target? Artifact. Or so they can hit the artifact, which doesn't have ward. Or does it have ward? Does it? The equipment itself does not have ward. Enters the battlefield, exile target artifact or creature an opponent controls. Yeah, they hit the wrong thing. So I'm going to first make them pay the ward, but then I'm just going to counter this thing with Tashanda's Tidebinder, and it gets countered. I don't know what I just paid for. And it's over. And we won the match. All right. I hope we saw some value in Cryptic Coat. It's a very nice card that sees absolutely no play. I think it's a great card. Let's go to round 4. We're up against a Zerda deck in round 4. What is it? Target creature abilities cost 2 less. I have no idea what that means. That sounds scary. I'm going to keep my hand and hope that we draw a 1-drop. We have like Kamena Speaker. We lost the die roll. What does this mean? Ooh, that was a perfect draw. Probably turn 2 we'll play Island to attack with our Kamena Speaker. Is this a control deck? I think this is a control deck. Which means I'm probably going to be throwing my Smuggler's Copter away into it. Sadly. I think I'm throwing my Smuggler's Copter away into it. Don't understand why there's Zerda. Or is it just a free companion? Each permanent in your deck has an activated ability. Okay, anyway, so Smuggler's Copter gets countered. Cryptocoat. Cryptocoat is going to be good. I hope. I hope Cryptic Coat is good. Again, we'll attack for 2. I actually haven't played against a pure control deck yet with this, but this isn't pure control. Like each permanent card in your starting deck has an activated ability. Oh, the permanents. What's this activated ability? Oh, adding mana. Maybe I shouldn't have played Copter. I should have played, I have this Cavern of Souls. No, the thing is, Cavern of Souls does not actually counter a whole lot. That's the problem with Cavern of Souls. Okay, we're going to play a Cryptic Coat. At least one. You have another counter spell for this? No more lies. Alright, no more. This is like the only counter spell in all of Pioneer. It's actually, Cavern of Souls is surprisingly weak. Oh, that and Mystical Dispute. That and a Mystical Dispute. So I think next turn I'm going to... we're at Wandering One status. Ooh, I got a Hex Catcher. So we can attack with our Mutavaults. Turns into a 2/3 with flying. It's still a land. That's interesting. How old is this? When it attacks, create a map token. This card looks great. Didn't really know it existed. If they block with it, I'll play Hexcatcher. The Wandering One. Alright, wander at this. And I'll dump a command speaker for it. Which overall, I guess, is a fair trade. Wonder if they want to play Wandering One right now. Force me to sack my Hexcatcher. They do not. Slip out the back is not bad. Okay, they can still activate this relentless nonsense. So where are my options? I think I want to play a C-Note Scout into attacking with Mutavault and hold up Slip out the back. Yeah, in fact, let's play the C-Note Scout first to like see my options more clearly. Also have like one extra creature in play to sack to my Hexcatcher. We draw a Breeding Pool. Is it valuable to me untapped? The answer I think is no. So we will just activate Mutavault and just attack with it. I mean, I could have it untapped so I can play Slip out the back and activate Mutavault. Seems awkwardly greedy. I think they have a bunch of Supreme Verdicts in their deck. Let's see, what does a control deck look like these days? I know Azorius Control was like one of the big head honchos for a while. There are 3 Supreme Verdict. So they could go Verdict here. Reckoner Bankbuster, sure. Can't activate it. Not a big deal to me. It does draw cards, though, so it's got that going for it. But I think we're going to play Mistbinder, swing with the team, with Slip out the back up. Is this lethal? 7/9? It's close. It's like damn close. Cavern of Souls. Maybe it's better than I think. Okay, draw a card. We'll draw a few cards. They're still in a really precarious spot. Like, if they Supreme Verdict, I can slip out the back. Probably this thing. Yeah. Okay, we win. Okay, cards we want. Spell Pierce is very nice. Mystical Dispute, very nice. The rest of this is useless. Cards we don't want. To be honest, this is all pretty good. Okay, Cryptic Code is good, Copter is good, the 1-drops are good. I don't really have anything I want to take out here. Maybe I don't even change much. Do I even want Mystical Dispute? It hits Teferi Time Raveler. It hits Absorb. Actually, Mystical Dispute might be a trap. It can hit like... It actually hits very few things. Then maybe I also get rid of Slip out the back because the deck is just mostly sweepers for the most part. Yeah, the deck is just mostly sweepers for the most part, so I guess we get rid of that. And this is a matchup where I think the Boseiju is going to be pretty good because if they play Temporal Lockdown and sweep up our board, well, then we can sweep up their stuff as well. An eye for an eye. I mean, okay, Slip out the back hits what? I guess March of Otherworldly Light, Get Lost. I think that's it. Just not enough stuff. It's a little bit of Supreme Verdict, but that's like not ideal. I think we have a good enough plan that we can beat Supreme Verdict, so let's just send it as it is. I remember when I was playing Spirits, this matchup wasn't particularly easy. Or at least sorry, when I was playing Mono Blue Spirits, it was terrible. This hand is a little clunky for my taste. They mulligan to 6. I guess I'm going to keep, but it's really not that good. If I draw, oh, I don't even know. I don't even want to draw a 1-drop because if I do, then I won't have any blue mana for my Hexcatcher. Yeah, that's not a good draw here. So what do I want to do? I guess I want to wait on playing this, I guess. I'm going to start off with Mutavault. And then pass. That's so awkward looking. So for example, if I draw an island next turn, I'll play my island instead of playing my Bark Channel Pathway. Because I have to play this thing on Tide Channel Pathway. I have to play on the blue side if I play it right now. Because my next turn I'm definitely going to be playing a Hexcatcher. So if I draw an island, then I can play the island and save this as a green source for Sentinel and for Merfolk Mistbinder. But this hand would be like infinitely better if we had something to do on turn 1. Infinitely better. Turn 1 play and then put some pressure on our opponent. Yeah, that's where we want to be. That's where we want to be. Okay, well, we didn't draw crap. But we did draw... We do have Cryptic Coat, so that is something good. So I can... I'm just wondering what's the best thing to do. I guess we'll just pass and play Hexcatcher at end of turn. Cryptic Coat, I'm hoping, is very good in this matchup. There are mystical disputes in the deck, though. No more lies. Alright. It lies no more. We'll just begin with Cryptic Coat. And what do we have underneath here? We have a... Ooh, Tasha's Tidebinder. Unfortunately, none of this stuff triggers. Like, it does nothing. The best thing to find is, like, a Sentinel of the Nameless City. Ooh, another Tasha's Tidebinder. I could... Well, we have a lot of options here. I don't want to play into any counter magic, so we won't. I can attack for 5 with Mutavaults and hold up Hexcatcher. Probably that's what we're going to do. Yeah, I think that's what we're going to do. The coat should be in really good shape. And then we'll try to play a Hexcatcher at end of turn. What is this going to be? Shark Typhoon for basically nothing. For 1. So it can chump block if it wants. Sure. And we'll just pass. Do I want to pass? They can play... Yeah, I guess I'll pass. Like, if they have Verdict, then it would just be an easy Verdict if I played Hexcatcher on their turn. Bank Buster. Well, we might as well play this now. Okay, no more lies. I will not pay for it. Okay, you get your Bank Buster. I can attack for a lot. Sort of hoping to draw land here, so we can attack and hold up Tidebinder. Another Mutavault. Damn, do I play like another Cryptic Coat? I can't even return my Cryptic Coat back. So I can attack for a little bit more if I unveil this. What does Temporary Lockdown do? It's like, when enters the battlefield, exile each non-land permanent with mana value 2 or less. That would be very good. Yeah, I can attack for like 7 here. I can attack for a clean 7. I can also attack for 5 and play another Cryptic Coat. No, I think I'm just going to be a little conservative with my actions here. We'll just attack for 5, hold up Tishanda's Tidebinder, and maybe add to the board if, for example, my opponent plays Verdict. Or if they don't play Verdict, I can still throw in a Tidebinder and make my opponent deal with it. Okay, that is a Verdict. Verdict resolves. They have 1 card in hand. We have 4 cards in hand. What happened here? They mulligan? Maybe they mulliganed really hard. How much damage is this going to be? I can play our Mistbinder, which is going to be 3, 6, 10. Sounds good to me. I don't think they have any answer to any of this. Attack for 10. All right. Did they mulligan? I don't understand how that game was so easy. They mulliganed to 6. Oh, they did mulligan. They mulliganed to 5. Okay, so I was like, why did they run out of resources so quickly? They mulliganed to 5. So this game was a lot easier than it should have been. And they were on the play, too, so they had one less draw up their sleeve. Look at the domination anyway. The domination! Oh, we just gave it to them. And our hand was awkward. I guess in some ways it was good. It was a good form of awkward because the Mutavaults helped us very well. And, of course, as we curved out, we won easily. That's why I like to curve out, people. When we curve out, it's nothing good. Nothing better than that. All right, that was round 4. Let's move on to round 5. Round 5, we lost the die roll. I don't remember. I think we lost more die rolls than we won this league. Our hand is actually quite good. We have 1 drop, 2 drop, probably Smuggler's Copter into 3 drop into maybe 4 drop attack with Mutavault. So actually the curve is very good. It's very likely we're going to go Speaker, Smuggler's Copter, Cryptic Coat, and then Mistbinder attack with the team, including a Mutavault. We'll definitely keep. Our opponent is on Island deck, which doesn't say much to it. Doesn't say that much to us. I guess we'll go Bark Channel Pathway turn 1, then Copter turn 2 with an island. I don't want to shock myself if it's like unnecessary. And if it's Phoenix, like, it also will not be necessary. Okay, it's Phoenix. We're going to get our revenge. We're going to curve out this time. We get to curve out. If they play like Shredder turn 2, we can like play Island, attack for with a 2/2, make them feel the fear of a potential Hex Catcher. There it is. And they'll probably not attack here. I'm sorry, they probably won't block. If they do block, it's like such a risk. It's a huge risk. Yeah, they don't block. That's right, you don't block. Of course you wouldn't block. I play my Smuggler's Copter. So now they, again, don't really want to attack. They're in no position to attack. Or not in a very good position. So, okay, this is where I'm hoping we're going to get him with the Cryptic Coat. Cryptic Coat is good in this matchup, all right? It's like, it like forces them, they love to play multiple spells a turn. There's like, it forces them to basically tap out to kill this thing if they want to kill it at all. And if they can't, like if they have to like spend some amount of mana with Ops to like dig for like either like a red source or for the removal spell, then again, that's like a turn they can't do anything about the Cryptic Coat. I'm a huge, huge fan of Cryptic Coat. I am a Cryptic Coat. I'm a huge proponent of Cryptic Coat. There's a Phoenix in the graveyard. They're going to bring back... They choose Treasure Cruise. Seems very reasonable. My attacks are not going to be very good. Even if I play the Coat next turn. They should not attack. It is crazy. Unless they somehow think they're going to race me with a bunch of Arclight Phoenixes next turn. I guess in their mind, maybe I have some sort of removal, like Trickster, that will tap it down. And then, I guess that's a thing. Oh, but I can't have Trickster. Okay, so change of plans. I guess we're just going to shock ourselves with Breeding Pool, play our Mistbinder, and we won't play Cryptic Coat because I don't have any attack this turn if I play it like that. And I'd rather hold up Spell Pierce a little bit. Or do I want to play Cryptic Coat anyway? Like, damn, that's a good play. I love my Cryptic Coat. But playing Mistbinder, attacking for 3 at the very least is also not a bad play, especially if it's backed up with Spell Pierce. Okay, if they have Treasure Cruise in hand, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Oh, they have exactly 6 cards they can just grind out. Easily. Get in 3 damage. If they play Red Source, kill my Mistbinder, then Treasure Cruise, that would really suck. What do we do, Cryptic Coat? What do we do? I wanted to show your power. I wanted to show the power of Cryptic Coat. But maybe we can still do that next turn. No, maybe we just do it now. Okay, hold on. I'm trying to see how I maximize, how I can put fear into my opponent. Also, this could be a really good creature underneath. Okay. I'm not blocking with this copter, so we'll attack with it. We'll draw... that island is fine. I think I'll dump the Breeding Pool. Do I need the green source? Maybe I need to keep it. How many green cards? We have Scout and Mistbinder. Okay, I'm going to keep it just in case I have to double spell in a turn. What could be in my deck? It could be anything. Could be absolutely anything. Okay, we'll play Cryptic Coat. I hope I can show the power of this thing. Because they can go... Problem is they can go Treasure Cruise, but if they cruise, they get rid of the Arclight Phoenix. Then if they go land, cantrip, then Treasure Cruise, then they can't kill the Cryptic Coat this turn. Okay, so they go Ledger Shredder. Coat is invincible. Oh, and they're going to play Consider. One nice thing, I can just go... I can F6 from these positions because, like, I can't do anything anyway. Wow, they're not even bothering with their lightning axe. So are they just going to try to attack me in the air? Is that the plan here? No, they need to play 3 instants or sorceries. This is just the second. This is the first one. So they could play land, spell, but that doesn't trigger Arc-like Phoenix. Boy, they have no red mana. It's quite a dilemma. What do we have here? We have a Smuggler's Copter. That is weird. So, hold on. I could, like, if they try to, like, Lightning Axe this, I could turn this into a Smuggler's Copter. Does it even deal damage anymore? Is the Cryptic Coat still on? Man, I don't even know what happens there. So I think we're going to go Merfolk Mistbinder, swing with the team. How big can these things get? 4, 7... That's 10. They would need 3. They would need 4 Arclight Phoenixes to kill me. Yeah, that seems like a plan. We can attack for 9, put our opponent down to 9. Loot. I have no idea how good useful Mutavault is from here. But it's better than Breeding Pool, I guess. They still have Treasure Cruise in hand. They still have Treasure Cruise in hand. Okay, how many Phoenixes are in the graveyard? This is sort of important. Because if they can discard a second one, they can attack for 6 in the air. They could just not attack with anything. Ooh, take an extra turn after this one. Damn it! That would have been great to Spell Pierce. Holy crap, they would have been screwed so bad. That's a good one. So this they can freely attack for 7. Oh, and then they can kill me. Okay. Well played, opponent. Well played. I should have held up Spell Pierce, I guess. How many Temporal Trespasses do they have? Oh, I'm supremely dead. They have 1. Okay, so it's not worth playing around. And I lose. Okay, what did we learn from last time? Mystical Dispute, good. I don't even know if Turn to the Earth is good. Like, I'm hoping it's good. Maybe just Spell Pierce is better. Interact with removal spells. Interact with maybe stuff. Okay, Mystical Dispute is good. I like my 1-drop still. Shana's Tidebinder, just a bit too awkward. I think it's too clunky. Slip out the back is fine. What else did I say was not good? I do not remember how we sideboarded last time. I don't know, maybe Spell Pierce is awkward. Slip out the back is fine. Because they're going to try to kill our creatures. Oh, we brought in Witness Protection, didn't we? Oh, I have absolutely no idea how we sideboarded last time. Maybe we took out Slip out the back and we had 2 Witness Protection. I don't know. I don't know how to sideboard here. Frankly, Turn the Earth doesn't even feel that good if they have like more than 1 Ledger Shredder on the battlefield. We have nothing to do on turns 1, 2, 3, and 4. Or 5 or 6 or 7. We have nothing. Okay, well, we're going to keep it anyway. We have a control hand, I guess. This doesn't look that good. I'm going to learn. I'm going to learn how good or bad this is. Okay, I think in this matchup, Boseiju is not that important. They have no enchantments. Copter. I think I'm going to hold that back. So I can Mystical Dispute a, what's it called? A Ledger Shredder. Yeah, that's fine. I'm hoping that they play a few more cantrips next turn and we'll just turn to Earth both of them. Okay, we'll definitely eat something here with our turn to Earths. Or if they go Shredder here, we Mystical Dispute, turn to Earth all 3, that'd be perfectly good with me. Yep, that was ideal. Arguably, it was perfect. Keep their graveyard nice and clean. And of course, it has flashback, so we can do it again. Now, given the circumstances, I think we're going to play Sentinel of the Nameless City. Because we can play Smuggler's Copter would just be more mana efficient next turn. There's also like only lightning whatever beats this. Like what is it called? Lightning Axe. All the other things this thing gets out of range of the other burn spells. C-Note Scout. That's not terrible. Let us start. So how's my hand going to play out? I'm going to play a Copter. I'm going to play a C-Note Scout. I'm going to attack. Yeah, that's fine. Okay, so let's attack first. We get a map. And I'll hold up Turn to Earth. Just in case they have Spell Pierce, I'll hold up, play Cavernous Souls. Play our C-Note Scout. Then hold up Turn to Earth. Sorry, turn the Earth. Witness Protection. We'll put that in our graveyard. We don't really need that badly. Also important that a Sentinel of the Nameless City also dodges Anger the Gods. I mean, unless they play Burn Spell plus Anger the Gods. So at that point, I'm like, okay, I guess I can't. Look, they can't even beat this. The control hand. The control hand would turn to Earth for days. It won. All right. Now, maybe we want old Braze. This stupid Ledger Shredder is so backbreaking. They don't even have many creatures in their deck. Maybe we should have 3 of these Witness Protections in our deck. Because it's so backbreaking for them to play Ledger Shredder. And we'll get rid of, I don't really want to get rid of any of the 1-drops. I guess we'll get rid of a Mistbinder. The bottom end of our curve, as I say. Sure. Yeah, those shredders are just terrible. A good question I would like to have an answer to is what on in an average game, how many shredders can our opponents play? Hand's unplayable. We only have a 1-land hand. It's not even green. If it was a green, I wouldn't keep it anyway. Okay, our opponent mulliganed. That's good. This hand's plenty playable. Looks like we'll dump a Speaker and I'll keep a C-Note Scout. I do want to keep a Coat. Sleight of hand, sleight of hand. I think I'm just go land go. Yeah, I mean, it's so important to counter a Ledger Shredder. Just gonna go land go. You want to go land go? That's fine. We can play that game. I'm fine with playing that game. You want to play that game? I can play that game too. We can both be good at playing that game. I don't want to take damage yet, so maybe we don't even do anything because they clearly have like some sort of something. I don't really want to play Hexcatcher and tap out though. Okay, we'll play Viseju and I guess a C-Note Scout and see if we can draw or sculpt the top of our deck. Also plays around Mystical Dispute. Drew Cavernous Souls, that's perfectly fine. It looks like we are holding up Mystical Dispute so hard. I don't care. I do not care. Alright, they're filling their graveyard. Found something they like, they're gonna play it. I hope to hit something with this Mystical Dispute though. Okay, so if they even fight over this, that's fine with me. Mystical Dispute for Mystical Dispute. We'll play Cryptic Coat. And the race is afoot. Wow, they just played right into it. I thought it was as transparent as hell. They still played right into it. Or maybe they have, I don't know, maybe they have Mystical. Maybe they can't deal with a Cryptic Coat, so they're just not even going to. They want to save their Mystical Dispute for my Cryptic Coat. Okay, we have other options here. How far are they from Treasure Cruise? They're pretty close. We can play Comenis Speaker and Hexcatcher. Or we just play the Cryptic Coat. Okay, we'll play Cryptic Coat. Oops, undo. On the following turns, we'll play our Hexcatcher. This looks like a mode where, like a point of the game where this is like pretty strong. Again, if they want to burn it, they can. It'll take up their turn. We have a cryptic coat underneath a cryptic coat. I wonder what happens if I activate. No, it's not a creature, so I can never. I can't. I forgot. It has to be a creature. So when I had Smuggler's Copter, I could never turn it into anything. Yeah, turn it face up anytime from if it's a creature. And by the way, Cavernous Souls mana for some reason doesn't work on this because you're not casting it, you're turning it face up. Cavernous Souls mana can be spent on a casted creature. Spend this mana only to cast a creature, that's right. As Cavernous Souls says. Don't burn my coat! Don't do it! Oh. Yeah, that works too. Sentinel of the Nameless City. I like that card. So we'll just play those two things. And then next turn we might bounce. Well, actually, next turn we'll probably play Hexcatcher and activate a map, and then return Crypticoat back to our hand and then replay it. We have a lot of options. Crypticoat is nice. You just go back to hand. You can remember, that's 2 mana. Return it back to your hand. It's a great card. Great card. They left a card on top. They like it. Guess it was probably Opt or something. This deck plays like Legacy. They bottomed their card with Opt. Again, another thing about Sentinel and Nameless City, because it has 4 toughness, unless they have Lightning Axe, which they do here, it dodges most of the removal. Most of the removal. Alright, this is a pretty good spot for us. Well, okay, there's 2 good options here. We go Hexcatcher, attack for 3. I can also map to make sure we draw something useful, and I can bounce Crypticoat back to hand. Or I can just bring Crypticoat back to hand, replay it, and then we have a 3-power creature in play. That's fine. Meh. Ottawa is like poopy. Not a fan. Not that thrilled. We have a lot of green mana in play. Let's get some more blue mana. Okay, attack. No blocks. Sure. It's not worth a whole lot, but still 3 damage is more than 1 damage. They can act like mostly at instant speed anyway. So we'll bring Crypticoat back to our hand and redeploy it next turn. Mill 4 cards. They have what the hell is this? They can get an instant sorcery or fairy card. Is that a fairy card? It is not. They get Treasure Cruise though. That's awkward. They get Treasure Cruise. Of course they will play Treasure Cruise. How this card is still legal in this format, I have no idea. It's a pretty wild card. Actually, in retrospect, I should have redeployed the Crypticoat in retrospect, because like if my opponent draws a counterspell here, well, I mean they were almost empty-handed. I don't know what they had left in their hand. I guess maybe their last card was Picklock Prankster or something. But it was a pretty good moment to like bring it back to my hand, redeploy it, and I'm still attacking for 3 next turn. And with this line, I mean, the difference is, ooh, Ledger Shredder, sure. So we can bounce that with our Ottawara. Okay, bring this back. Probably not even going to Ottawa or anything. Replay Crypticoat, attack for 3. It will definitely get through. Yeah, I'll hold up the Ottawa for later. What is underneath here? It is a land. It is useless to me. Play Breeding Pool for nothing. And pass. Okay, but we got Cryptic Coats for days now. Every turn, Cryptic Coats. Another Treasure Cruise. Okay, that's not good news. My opponent has a whole new hand. I do not have a whole new hand. Phoenix coming out. Okay, so I have to do something with this. And now I'm afraid that they're going to kill this thing. Do I have a Turn to Earth? No, I don't have a Turn to Earth in my graveyard. So it looks like this Phoenix is going to come out next turn. I guess we boing this thing. I mean, I have no idea what's going on. This thing can still die this turn. I hope it doesn't. What is this? Enters the battlefield, draw a card. You have no maximum hand size. At the beginning of your combat on your turn, if you've drawn more than one card this turn, put X+1/+1 counters on target creature you control. X is the number of cards you've drawn this turn -1. What? What is that? That is going to be some insane counters or just +X/+X? Put X+1/+1 counters. That card is wild. Okay, but that's not an instant or sorcery, so it can't like be put on Phoenix yet. How many spells we played this turn? Treasure Cruise, Fiery Impulse. Okay, side of hand. When does this activate? The beginning of combat. Oh god. How many cards have been drawn? A bazillion. That's such an awkward thing to keep track of. Oh, they're putting on the Ledger Shredder. That's fine with me. Getting who for 10? Yeah, that's not good news for me. Okay, I need to draw, like, stuff. It'd be a really good time to draw, you know, cards. That's sort of drawing stuff. Okay, we're going to attack for... this much. I guess we're gonna shrink the Arclight. Do I even want to shrink the Arclight, Phoenix? Huh. That would look so weird. I guess the deal is if I shrink this, it doesn't shrink. It doesn't shrink by all that much. Okay, so we're gonna... I'm trying to... No, okay, I have to play this Otawara. I have no choice. Otherwise, I would really like to play and then replay my Cryptic Coat this turn. Alright, pass. Treasure Cruise into Treasure Cruise. It's a good combo. That's funny. Okay. No cards drawn this turn, though. No card. Okay, that's one card drawn. They can put a counter on one Arclight Phoenix. Putting some counters on the Prankster. One counter to be precise. I get hit for 3. Young Pyromancer. Wow. Dealing with a lot more creatures post board. What can you do for me here? So there's another Phoenix in the graveyard. So I can attack for 3 with this thing. And I probably should actually bounce, then replay it, and then play our Witness Protection. Okay, so I should attack for 3. Okay, there is a world I can win. I need to bounce, replay it. It needs to be like Sentinel of the whatever, of the Nameless City, and I need to like top deck a Lord. But there is a world where I win. It's not a good world. It's not very clean. Okay, so now we're going to play... I also need my opponent not to have any counterspells in hand. I would appreciate that. So if I put this on here, you can attack me for 2 in the air. So we'll still Witness Protection this. Like, how much did we flood out here? There's like 2. Here's 2. No, hold on. That's just this. Is this exiled? I don't think this is exiled. We have a lot more lands than we have creatures. Okay, so I'm gonna return Cryptic Coat back to hand. Replay the Cryptic Coat. To hopefully draw something better. Not draw, but like basically come into play with as something better. I need it to be a 3-power creature, like Tishana. I don't know. We don't have Tishana's Tidebinder anymore. It needs to be a 3-power creature. Oh no, do you have Spell Pierce? No, you don't. No Spell Pierce, no Mystical Dispute. What's underneath this? Ah! That is not an upgrade. Oh, we got to keep this thing? Oh, I didn't know you could do that! That's insane! You get to keep the 2/2? Oh my goodness. I can't believe it. I have definitely you know what? I've been selling that Cryptic Code is so amazing. It has won me so many games, and apparently I could have won even more games. I had no idea that I could like bounce it back to my hand and then just keep putting more cloak creatures on the battlefield. So I have a 2/2 with Ward. This is a completely new 2/2 with Ward. Who knows? So like, what did I misplay my last few turns? I have no idea. I have no idea. But only one of them is unblockable. Unfortunately. Okay, hard cast Arclight Phoenix. Second spell cast this turn. I can block the ground relatively well, but I'm just a damage short. I'm a few damage short. What's Lightning Axe hitting? The damn C-Note Scout. Okay, goodbye, bye-bye, C-Note Scout. Is that lethal? It's 7. I can't block this thing. Or I can block this, but I don't want to block any of these things. I think they just swing out and I lose because I block this, take 7. Yeah, okay, good game. All right, well, I hope I showed the power of this deck. We lost to only 2 Phoenix decks, and in my opinion, the games were still pretty close. The games, like, they didn't run smoothly, especially in that last game. Like, I just flooded out like crazy. You know, what if I had like an extra 2 creatures on the battlefield? Think of how much differently that game could have played out. And also, apparently, I can bounce my Cryptic Coat back to my hand, replay, and I have extra 2/2s on the board. So anyway, they always went to 3 games as well. So it was very close matches. Okay, maybe I should also take the time to say, why am I not playing with all the traditional cards like the Copter, Deeproot Pilgrimage, Kamena, Tyrant of Orazca synergy? I don't think you need it. Like, well, first off, I tried like Kamena, Tyrant of Orazca, and Deeproot Pilgrimage in Modern, and it was super clunky. Like, you really don't get anything going until you have at least 3 permanents on the battlefield, and it's still, the whole interaction is fragile to your opponent playing 1 removal spell. So you go like Copter, Deeproot Pilgrimage, Creature, and like the whole thing falls apart if they kill it. Or you play like Creature, Smuggler's Copter, and then you play like you play Deeproot Pilgrimage. They kill your creature in play, so you in response you activate your copter. It's just such a clunky, super clunky interaction. And sometimes you just get steamrolled anyway trying to pull that crap off. When I just think it's just so much better to just be playing a regular Merfolk deck. You know, get your turn 1 play in, get your turn 2 play in, play a turn 3 thing, and then like get on with your day. I think this combo centric version of Merfolk, while it looks good on paper, it really was really bad in Modern, and I didn't really see how it was going to be any better in Pioneer. And a lot of people move that direction, but there's like one guy. There is this one O'Sullivan person who does have some success with this type of build, but I don't see any of the results replicated online. While a lot of people have tried, like all the results playing with Deeproot Pilgrimage, Commander Tyrant of Vraska, and Smuggler's Copter and all this other stuff, it's just really clunky, really poor results. When I think Copter by itself is quite good. I'm super sold by this card, but I'm not super sold on the other cards. Whereas I would much rather play with a Sentinel of the Nameless City on turn 3 than a Commander Tyrant of Vraska. I would much rather play a Cryptic Coat on turn 3 than Commander Tyrant of Vraska or like a number of other cards. Unfortunately, we didn't see the super power of Cryptic Coat. We saw a little bit. I hope I showed you guys like a little bit of the viability of Cryptic Coat. I think it's going to be good in basically attrition-based matchups, and also matchups where your opponent the board is gummed up. You need to get through some damage. So a combination of Cryptic Coat and Smuggler's Copter is going to be the key in those scenarios. Giganta! This is the first league I ever played with Giganta. Did nothing. I have no idea if this card is good or not. Oh my god, I could get that from... Oh, I could have got that too in that matchup, couldn't I? I just completely forgot that this card existed in my sideboard. Man, I'm bad. I just don't know this thing. I guess I have to have the window open. And then, like, I have to have the companion window open. Because I'm just not going to remember this thing. I just won't. So, yeah, okay. So that's... I'm probably going to get, like, I'm going to get creamed in the comment section. But, oh, Nikachu, you're not even playing your Giganta. Yeah, I know, I'm an idiot. Flooded out. Perfect situation for Giganta. Don't play it at all. I have no idea if it would have made a difference. Because I needed this thing to be unblockable. But... anyway, I hope you liked how the games played out. I felt like I was in charge in most of the games, and I basically had to run bad in order for things to go like really, really fall apart. And I'm not going to play too much Pioneer, but I'm going to play enough that I can play in my Fusion Gaming Open at the end of April. So yeah, so you can get, I don't know, maybe one more league out of me. If there's a ton of views for this, maybe I'll do another one, but this is just a temporary thing, and then I'm going straight into retirement. Hope you liked it. Give the thumbs up. This is Nikachu, Merfolk Master, playing Pioneer Merfolk in Pioneer.